going on, Pisces? Spirit says we're doing your sign next. So you guys are getting the first new moon reading for the new moon that is coming up on June 17th. So I'm going to get into this for you guys, lighting some incense for you. So I hope you guys are doing your best to stay as in a high vibration as possible. Just because life is better that way, right? All right. So let's get into this for you guys. So, for those of you that are interested in booking a private consultation, checking out my your other elements playlist, checking out my Etsy wish list, donating to the channel, social media handles, all that information can and will be always found in the description box of every single one of my videos below. Okay, so Pisces, I hope y'all are doing good. Let's get into this, see what Spirit has for you guys for this new moon energy. Okay, so what should Spirit, what do you want Pisces to focus on during this new moon? Where should their focus be? Clear, accurate messages for Pisces. What should their focus be? Dance. Okay, let me get one more. Spirit, clarify dance. I'm going to first get all the cards out and then I will go through them. So rejuvenation. Okay, so at the bottom we have teacher here. I feel like you guys have learned maybe a lot of lessons. You guys have maybe kind of maybe also teaching others lessons. Okay, y'all are like the teachers anyway. I feel like the teachers of the zodiac. I know, like, I get it, you're not the Hierophant, but you know, not Taurus, but still, y'all are very esoteric. So you guys have a lot of natural wisdom and knowledge to the ethers. So let's see, what is potentially challenging Pisces, Spirit, please, during this new moon? What is potentially challenging Pisces? Action, card 15. Some of you may be born on the 15th, have a life path number 15. And then teacher is card 30. Okay. Some of you may be learning, you know, a lot of things right now. Learning lessons through maybe a mentor, maybe a spirit guide that's helping you, that's guiding you at this time. Okay. Some of you may be guided to reach out to a mentor, to maybe have some sort of a mentor. That's something that you've maybe been thinking about. I feel like this reading could serve as confirmation, you know, to find someone that you resonate with, that you could learn from, that, you know, you feel actually aligned to, that wouldn't mind helping you, right? Okay. Spirit, what's opening or unlocking for Pisces during this new moon? What is unlocking or opening up for Pisces during this full moon, new moon? Your shadow, scrying mirror. Interesting. Okay. So at the bottom we have fulfillment. Okay. I feel like some of you are kind of like in this energy of learning what makes you happy. Kind of like a self-rediscovery. Some of you are maybe doing a lot of shadow work at this time, maybe being guided to, or kind of like being pushed into it, where you kind of like have no choice, and then maybe unlocking different maybe parts of you that were hiding or hidden, you know, like hiding dormant in your you know, auric field. I feel like some of you are unlocking new gifts during this new moon. Okay, what is the next step that Pisces should consider, Spirit? What is the next step Pisces should consider? Real good time though. What's the next step? The step that Pisces should consider? Talent. Okay. I know where this is. I feel like that's where this is going with that that shadow card. Home is at here at the bottom. Some of you may be moving or needing to move. Some of you, your gifts maybe whatever this is unlocking for you. I feel like for some of you it's new spiritual gifts, new it's kind of like, I feel like your path for some of you Pisces may be changing, where some of you are being guided this new moon to do something different, to maybe go audition somewhere. Some of you maybe have, you know, some of you, I feel like dance is like a therapy, is like therapeutic for you. And I feel like some of you may be guided to maybe go on like a dance retreat, or maybe create a dance retreat, something like that. I feel like some of you find dancing very healing, and some of you may be kind of like guided to teach others how to dance or how to heal through dancing in some type of way. So some of you may have been thinking about doing that, and, you know, Spirit wants you to, you know, maybe take action on that, put that together. That's cool. Wow. I wouldn't have thought of that. I would not have thought of that. So let's see what's some advice, Spirit, for Pisces, and then we'll clarify all this with the tarot. So Spirit, what's some advice for Pisces, please, during this new moon? Key: new beginnings, directions, and adventures away for those ready to let go of the past. Absolutely. Got to be ready to open up to the new, snake. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but be careful. There may be people around you that you probably can't trust, or maybe just shouldn't. I feel like you know who these people are when you encounter them. Especially, you know, I feel like you guys are adept. At least many of you are, most of you are adept enough to know that when it comes to manifesting, to keep your manifestations or what it is that you're aiming for secret, keeping it private until your manifestations have actually came to fruition. I feel like that's going to be key at this time. Okay. But your intuition is definitely guiding you. All right. So let's clarify these messages with the tarot. I'm going to use the spell casting deck here. So so Spirit wants you to focus on dance and rejuvenation. So yeah, I feel like some of you, like I said, you find really dancing may be really healing for you, or you will. And it makes sense though, because it's like exercise, but not only that, it moves the stagnant energy that you find within your body. But not only that, because dancing typically requires like lower body movements that unlocks your sacral chakras, right? That's your center of creation, center of manifestation, your center of emotions, like all that stuff. It starts moving that stuck stagnant energy around. And so I feel like some of you are needing to focus on, maybe some of you are dancers and some of you have been like maybe putting it off, maybe putting it on the back burner. Some of you have been guided to like get back maybe into dancing. That's something I used to enjoy in high school, but it was always, let's be mindful. It used to be difficult for me to remember the choreography. So that's why I stopped doing it. But I really enjoy dancing, and it is really therapeutic for me. So I feel like some of you Pisces can relate to that, where even if it's like maybe outside, some of you would benefit from maybe getting outside, dancing out under the moon, maybe putting your feet like on the grass and dancing. Some of you may do rituals or ceremonies surrounding, you know, like nature and stuff like that. Some of you haven't done that in a while. So I feel like some of you are being guided to pick that back up, to start doing that again. I feel like it'll be very therapeutic for some of you. I feel like it'll be very revitalizing. Some of you are needing to like recharge your energy, and I feel like that is a really good way to recharge your energy, by getting out in nature, but also releasing and recharging. You know what I'm saying? The dancing is the releasing, and the recharging is being grounded on the ground while you allow your body to absorb, set the intention, right, to absorb that healing, you know, energy from Mother Earth, right? So let's clarify this. Spirit, clarify dance and rejuvenation. Why is that here for Pisces? Why is that here for Pisces? Ooh. So we have balance. Clarify justice. Why is it here? So yeah, I feel like this is about balance. Okay, it's not giving me karmic, you know, vibes or anything like that. Crown chakra. I feel like this is restoring your balance within, your equilibrium, like your inner and outer, higher and lower, right? I feel like it's restoring balance at this time. That's what you guys are maybe focusing on. Some of you maybe are going through like a court situation, and Spirit is needing you to maybe go outside, connect to nature, get out in nature to do, you know what I'm saying? I feel like some of you are being guided to, you know, perform some type of dance ritual or something like that. Maybe if you're like trying to, this is sounding really kind of like out there, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it because this is what I'm getting. So for example, let's say that some of you are trying to manifest like the winning of a court situation, for example, right? Let's say that you guys have been guided to maybe, you know, go home and come up with some type of like chant or some type of like dance that you do, like a victory dance, let's say, for example, like a victory dance. So after you won the case, that you have this victory dance already planned out, already rehearsed, and already you know, put together. You got it down pat, you know exactly what to do. So, and it's kind of like, so I feel like it's like using it as a way of manifestation, like having a victory dance, something that you do every time you win, or when you win this particular thing, meaning when you manifest it, you do this victory dance. So I feel like some of you could be, you know, guided to do something like that. Like, you know, Spirit wants you to follow your guidance. So even though, like, for me, even saying it kind of sounds like that's kind of way out there. It's kind of weird, right? But is it really, right? So I feel like some of you may be getting downloads at this time about different dances, maybe different rituals to do, or doing kind of like ceremonial dances or something like that. That could be really healing for some of you right now. Or some of you are being guided to like maybe host, or how do you say it? Like host, or kind of like running it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're being guided to like maybe, you know, put together, create, you know, this sacred space for people to come together and dance and rejuvenate their bodies and stuff like that. It could be even yoga, you know what I'm saying? Different modalities within, you know, yoga and Pilates and stuff like that. Some of you may be those type of teachers, or you're getting guidance at this time to use those modalities to balance your energy. So if you're being guided to do that, this is, you know, confirmation. So let's see, Spirit, clarify action. Why is it here for Pisces? For what is potentially challenging them with this? Nine of Cups, and this did flip up upright. So I, you know, I kind of saw the way I grabbed it, but it flipped upright. So some of you are kind of like having a hard time or finding it a bit challenging maybe to know what to do towards, you know, what action to take towards your wish fulfillment, towards what will make you happy. Okay. And that's where I feel like, again, some of you are being guided to maybe do some dancing to recharge your energy, because I feel like some of you may be depleted at this time. Some of you may be kind of like having a hard time connecting to the divine, to open up your crown chakra, to get the downloads, to receive the messages about what to do, what's the next step to take. Okay. So for some of you, it has to do with, because I already asked that here, and talent came out. So what is the best next step that you should consider? And it's, so talent came out. So we are going to clarify that with the tarot. But for some of you, that is your next best step. Focusing on what are you talented at? What do you do so naturally that you don't have to think about or prepare for? And think about ways, different ways, maybe give yourself a few minutes or a time block, maybe 20, 30 minutes for you to, you know, connect in silence with spirit, right? And just channel ideas, or maybe automatic write for that much time to see what comes out and just see what you get. I even do that in the shower. Like I channel a lot of great messages in the shower. Like that shit works like a fucking charm. So you might try that too. So, like I said, though, I feel like it has something to do with something you're skilled at, some type of talent, some type of ability that you have, some type of gift that some of you have maybe kind of been downplaying, maybe not been using. I feel like some of you are being guided this new moon. Some of you are being kind of like nudged, or maybe kind of like pushed into really honing in on this ability or whatever this gift is that some of you are using. This could be something that's being downloaded to you right now. Like this ability that you have, maybe you didn't know about it. And maybe it's coming online with this new moon. It's maybe coming online because you're ready for it. Some of you, like myself, have gone through another awakening, like within the last few days. To where some of you, things are starting to bounce back out, but you need to, it's like spirit needs you to give your body the time it needs to, I feel like, adjust to the new energy that's come in. You know what I'm saying? It's like your body is expanding energetically, it's making room, but you need to give it that time it needs to kind of like adjust and reestablish its balance, right? It's kind of like, you know, if you've ever been sick before, you know, where your energy is really, really off, and you know, after you feel better, it's like you still need to give yourself a couple days to kind of like get your momentum back going. I feel like that's what this is right here. Okay. So some of you may be kind of like having a hard time figuring out what it is that you need to do, but I feel like all that'll come to you when you give yourself time to recharge. Get out in nature. That's where I feel like a lot of you will find, you know, the creative messages or the inspiration that some of you are looking for. Okay. You'll find that out in nature. And when it comes, you know, make sure that you're doing taking the guided action that you're being guided to take, the inspired action that some of you are being guided to take. Make sure you're doing those things. Even if it makes you uncomfortable, trust the process. Trust what you're being guided to do. If it's not anything that's going to hurt you or put you in physical danger or harm, you know, that you can see ahead, you know, make sure you do it. Step out of your comfort zone. Okay. So spirit, let's clarify shadow. Why is that here for Pisces? For what's opening up and unlocking for you. So what I was getting at earlier, what came to me earlier with this, and why I was kind of like, I see where this is going, for those of you that remember that part. So we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So for some of you, some of you are reconciling with your shadow. You're reconciling, like regaining parts of yourself. I feel like some of you are really pulling your power back at this time, Pisces. Some of you are recharging, like your energy is like recalibrating at this time. And I feel like it's because some of you have done some shadow work, or some of you are, you know, the transformation that some of you, I feel like, are coming out on the other side of. It forced you to go really into the depths, the darkness within you. Okay. Death card here at the bottom. It's like, I feel like you guys have went to like maybe the depths of your soul, the depths of your being, of your journey. And it's like some of you are unlocking different maybe gifts or abilities that you found during that time, right? I feel like some of you have maybe went into the Akashic records or something like that, you know, maybe went into your own Akashic records, obviously. And it's like after you come out of meditation, you know, typically will write down or journal, right, what you came up with, or what, you know, what you experienced during the meditation, what things came to you, the insight, the downloads, things like that. So I feel like for some of you, you may be getting downloads at this time, and Spirit really wants you to pay attention to that. I feel like for those of you that have your energies maybe been in flux, I definitely feel like things are going to start to balance out. And that could be why some of you may be having a hard time doing the things that you need to do to keep yourself happy, or to, you know, do what makes you happy, focusing on, you know, the things that you're trying to manifest. Some of you may be having a hard time doing that because you're in this energy of maybe kind of like recovering from going through this ascension process, going through maybe another spiritual awakening. There's levels to this shit. So you're not going to just always have one. The first one, I feel like, through at least from my experience, was the worst, right? When you first go through it, that's typically the heaviest, the hardest. That's not going to be for everyone, but for me, that's exactly what that was. So for some of you, I don't feel like this is your first spiritual awakening, although for some of you it may be. So it could have been really intense, making it really difficult to maybe do the things that you know would make you feel better, the things that you know would make you happy. Even for me, I was going through that, where it was like I was having a really hard time doing the little things that I know would typically make me feel better. Like for sometimes doing my own self-attunement, doing Reiki on myself, even doing Qigong, stuff like that. Like the things that I know would typically make me feel better. I just didn't have, you know, that energy, to that drive, the motivation, the why enough, I guess, to get me to do it. I just, you know, so I gave myself that grace, you know. It was just like, well, we don't want to do it, so we're not going to do it. But today I did, you know. I got up, went to the gym, you know. The last few days have been really fucking rough. So I feel like some of you, you may have been going through the same thing, something similar, but I feel like you guys are definitely in this energy of discovering there's new gifts that I feel like some of you have unlocked by doing your shadow work, by letting yourself go into those dark places, by being brave. That's what Spirit, you know, favors the brave. So I feel like some of you are brave enough to go into the shadow, go into the darkness within yourself. And now you've unlocked, you know, some type of ability, something that you're going to celebrate, something that you can maybe do with other people, maybe that you're teaching other people, coming together, like collaborating with other people to try or test, you know, not maybe test, but maybe practice with them. Okay. Interesting. But like I said earlier, I feel like some of you are also too, maybe just kind of coming back into union with your shadow self. Okay. Like you're learning, some of you are learning how to integrate your shadow, where you're learning, you're learning that you don't need to necessarily kill it, but you learn how to integrate it. You learn how to work with it because it serves its purpose. The duality, right? The hot and the cold, the high and the low, the top, the bottom, they both serve a purpose. So I feel like some of you are coming to realize that, like, you're reuniting with your shadow, where you're realizing that your shadow actually is there to help you. But, you know, we need to have the balance with knowing when it's time for our shadow to present itself and when it needs to take a back seat. So, like I said, but I feel like some of you also are probably, you know, unlocking some gifts that you found. That's typically where your gifts lie, in the shadow, in the darkest parts of yourself that we don't want to look at. That is where your gifts lie. That is where the magic is. That is where the power lies, right? In that darkness. That's where the feminine energy lies. And you need to allow yourself to go there in order to receive, in order to get the downloads, right? So let's clarify talent, Spirit, for what's the next best action you can the next best step you should consider. Spirit for Pisces, clarify talent, please. So I feel like some of you are being guided to share your talents, share your gifts and abilities in some type of way. And that's where I said, like, I feel like some of you are just having a really hard time doing that because of, you know, the things that are happening right now. Your energy may be zapped for some of you, so you're needing to give yourself time to recharge. And for some of you, that's where you would benefit, where Spirit is wanting you to focus on maybe just dancing. Where some of you, you may not have, you know, the funds to get to go to the gym, to have a gym membership. You may not, you know, have maybe transportation to take you to the beach to go run, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that. So I feel like some of you really enjoy dancing, and Spirit is maybe encouraging you to do that. For those of you that have been maybe having a hard time tapping into your feminine energy, that is another beautiful way to tap into that energy, even tap into your creativity for some of you. And that's where you find that by working, you know, those lower chakras, stirring up that energy will clear those chakras out for you to, you know, create and, you know, manifest and all those things. So clarifying talent, we have the 8 of Wands here and the Hermit. So 8 to the 9. feel like you guys are on the right path. You're doing exactly what you need to do. But some of you, it's now about taking action by, you know, maybe going within, taking time to, like, you know, connect to yourself, because you have all the answers that you seek outside, even through readings, right? You always have the answers within. I feel like a lot of us just look to readings for that confirmation when it's difficult to trust ourselves, right? Or when it's difficult to, you know, hear the answer clearly. You know, we're hoping for it to be one thing when we know really deep down is something else, right? Sometimes we look to readings for that, you know, that comfort, you know. So, but yeah, I feel like some of you, once you decide to really maybe start sharing your gifts, sharing your talents, that's when things take off. Okay. I feel like you're still being guided to maybe do some shadow work, spend some time with yourself, go within to maybe decide what this looks like exactly, what maybe talents that this is, you know, this reading is referring to. But I feel like some of you know, it's just a matter of you know, doing what needs to be done and going within, taking the time you need to connect to yourself and do the shadow work around, you know, maybe things that have happened in the past, or, you know, maybe people in your family or people that you grew up around, or experiences you had as a child that maybe made you not believe in yourself or feel like you know, can be successful doing what it is you wanted to do, whatever, you know, that is for you. I feel like there may be some healing that is, you know, needed to be done around that, but Spirit does want you guys to, you know, share your gifts, share your talents, discover, for those of you that don't know what they are, discover them, ask, set the intention. That's where you start. Set the intention and, you know, speak out loud, you know, for Spirit to support you in helping you discover what your gifts are. Make it clear, make it plain, you know, without hesitation. May the signs be unmistakable and undeniable. So that way you know you won't miss it, right? If it smacks you in the face, you ain't gonna miss it, right? But, yeah, it's like I feel like you guys are going to figure out what to do as you go within, when you take the time to really isolate yourself and, you know, seek the answers within. Maybe for some of you, if you're guided to read a book, wherever your sign, your guidance is telling you to go to seek maybe information or to learn something, as you do that, that's what it continues to unlock. And that's when things continue to, the momentum continues to carry you to where it is you're trying to go. Okay. So let's clarify key. Why is it here, Spirit, for advice for Pisces, please? What is the moon? What's the advice? So 6 to the 7, 8 to the 9. Okay. I just wanted to show y'all that the forward progression is real. All right. So 6 to the 7 came out, clarifying the key, which is about moving on and stand your ground. 6 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. So key, new beginnings, directions, and adventures away for those ready to let go of the past. Okay, we talked about that a little bit earlier. So if Spirit's advice here is to release the things that didn't work before, like the past experiences that some of you are still holding on to that maybe didn't work or that really were painful. You know, allow yourself to acknowledge what it taught you, how it made you feel, and, you know, allow yourself to release that energy. You don't, like, doing that doesn't give people a pass. It doesn't, you know, make it okay by you even offering, those of you that are being guided to offer forgiveness to someone, doesn't mean you have to give them another chance. It doesn't mean you have to take them back, but it does free you from that energy. It does free you from letting a lower, denser vibration live rent free in your aura, in your field, that essentially blocks your blessings, keeps you from doing what you need to do to be happy, keeps you from doing what you need to do to call in your wishes, the things you've been asking Spirit for, the parts that you need to do, the parts that you need to do, and the actions you need to take to do your part and meet Spirit halfway. Some of you, that's what's blocking that, is this energy that some of you need to release and walk away from, and release and let go of, and really protect your energy, defend yourself, stand up for yourself if that's what's necessary. Okay. Make a decision and stand by it. Okay. If you're deciding to walk away from something, you better stand 10 toes down on that decision. If you're out telling Spirit that if you help me do this, I will walk away from this. If you're going to say that and offer that, you better be ready to stand 10 toes down on that. Okay. Don't, you know, backtrack on your word. All right. So, whew. Let's see. Spirit, do we have any other messages for Pisces for this new moon energy that they can look forward to? Any other final messages for Pisces, please? They can look forward to this new moon energy. Whoa. Pioneer. 2, Leo energy. Boldness, destination or bust, the cutting edge, long journey, trailblaze, true grit, challenge, navigating uncharted territory, resourceful team, got your 6, unflappable courage. Wow. So yeah, I feel like some of you are discovering maybe a gift that is going to essentially pioneer the way for like the next generations to come. Okay. I feel like the shadow work, maybe even for those of you that are doing shadow work and the things that you're maybe healing, it's unlocking things that maybe you can't see yet. That's also what I feel like is the shadow here. Is what this is talking about in this reading for what we're asking spirit about. Okay. So yeah, what's unlocking? That's what I was talking about. I feel like it's unlocking things that were hidden from you, which I feel like for some of you is gifts. That's going to really trailblaze a whole new, like a whole new path, a whole new way of doing, being, living, you know, something like that. Some of you are trailblazers. And that's why for some of you, it's really important for you to restore your balance and get balance, because some of you are getting the downloads, getting ideas from spirit that are coming in that spirit's going to need you to start acting on. But that's why some of you are having a hard time doing that. And, you know, really connecting to maybe what makes you happy, what really makes you feel fulfilled. And that's probably, I feel like for some of you, that is why you're really needing to let yourself recharge, really letting yourself get out in nature and recharge your energy. Because like I said, I had to go through that recently too. And I'm barely recovering. That's why I'm finally recording today. Like, give yourself the time you need, but make sure that you actually do what needs to be done. Okay. Let's see. Any other messages, spirit, for Pisces? I just want to say, y'all, how proud I am of myself for getting this reading done in under 30 minutes. Like, and now I'm just kind of like, you know, being guided to like do little stuff, but that otherwise I'm proud. Anyway, so we have card 5 happening now. The situation or event in question is occurring right now. Yeah. So things are definitely changing here. Some of you are going to have a decision to make. You're going to have a path to choose. But you will be able to make a better choice once you allow yourself to come to balance and restore your energy in a way to make a balanced decision, because you're in a state of, you know, your energy is in a state of balance. Okay. That's the best place to make your decisions from. And you do that by allowing yourself to connect, get grounded, you know, envision roots coming from the bottom of your feet down to the core of the planet. Right. So, so yeah, that is what I have for you, Pisces. I really hope this reading, helped those of you that needed the messages. I pray that it connected to your energy. If you enjoyed this reading, I would really appreciate if you guys give it a thumbs up. Consider commenting, letting me know how it resonated for you, liking the video, and yeah, until next time, you guys, howdy.